That's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks, for the final post-game show review of the 2023 season. What a wild ride it's been. Thank you for being here. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Johnny out as well. Notifications on that way you alerted every time a new episode drops. I know you don't want to miss it. Twitter. Search bar Always Irish or at Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it if you don't want to look at my face. Call-in lines 312-988-15. We'll crank it back up as soon as I'm back in Chicago. Leaving Florida tomorrow, and we'll get back there, get back into the normal routine on Patreon with Mike and on all my live shows. We'll get back in the routine. Thank you for sticking it out. All right, let's get into this Sun Bowl. Here's the first thing. Not the bowl game any of us wanted. Not the 9-3 record any of us wanted. Like, those weren't the dreams for this year. So nobody was happy to be in the Tony the Tiger It's Great Bowl. But if you had to be in this bowl, then you did exactly what you should do. The best thing you could do is dominate this team, beat the hell out of them. You did about the best you could do in this situation, in the dynamic that it was. You got to be proud of Notre Dame. I'm not proud we ended up in this game. I'm proud you did as much as you could in this game. Those are different things. So let's get into a couple of the highlights here. Number one, Notre Dame came ready to play. Notre Dame came ready to play right out of the gate. Good defense. 94-yard drive on offense, touchdown, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. One of the top things you were looking for is, how does Notre Dame look? Are they put together and ready to play and all that? Ready to play, yes. Also, I expected this game to be a little sloppier from Notre Dame. They did a good job of getting in and out of the operation pretty good. New offensive line, new quarterback, and defense was pretty stable to begin with, more stable than the offense. But I was kind of genuinely impressed with how smooth the operation ran. It didn't look like all chaos. I know you've had a few weeks of bowl practice, but the game is different. You didn't see a bunch of chaos and 6 false starts because everybody's moving at a different time. And, we're throwing a bunch of passes where the receivers ran the other route. You didn't have a bunch of that today. And I thought that was an improvement as well. Also, I think the Notre Dame offense looks better already. I just do. I think the offense looks better already. I thought the game plan was more balanced. There was a little more flow. I liked the run-pass mix on a lot of things, of dialing it up and then going to a run-pass to mix it up. And here's the number one thing I think I liked. Moving the pocket just a little bit with Angeli helped all day. Just that little wrinkle of having a little kind of slow little rollout to the right to buy us some time, and then he can either run it or find a guy. Even that little nuance that Steve was comfortable running with, the receivers could get downfield, do the thing, and it helps out an offensive line trying to find their footing by moving that pocket and not making him a stationary target back there. So I thought overall, Denbrock's not even here dialing things up, doing all this. I already thought it looked better. Already looked like an improvement to me. Angeli himself. There's a lot to like. He seems poised. He seems under control. A few touchdowns, no interceptions. He had the fumble, but got away with it. That's exactly what you're asking for in a moment like this. It was better than game manager. I'm not going to insult him by saying it was a game manager, because he still made some throws and did some things that I liked. But this was exactly what you needed from him. No catastrophic pick sixes, game changing, inexperienced type stuff. That didn't happen. Now, Angeli's not a finished product. There's times where the O-line couldn't protect him, and you would have hoped he would have felt that and had a little better inclination of like, I need to bail or get rid of the ball. Some of that stuff comes with inexperience, and there's nothing you could change. But I was really, really happy for him. He looked to be in control of the offense, and it looked like he ran it fine. Didn't look like it. I was really happy for him. Now, what that means moving forward, I'm still not sure. If he's bought in Notre Dame long-term or thinks that he's not going to get a real chance to even compete to start with another NIL guy coming in to be quarterback. I don't know what that's all going to look like. But Angeli's a good Notre Dame dude, and I was really happy for him, man. He played probably a little above what I thought even would be a good night for him. I think he played above that. So I want to give him credit for that. I thought the O-line, they had some drives where it was really pretty good and you knew and everything was going. And they had some moments where they got beat or missed a block and it caused problems. But overall, for the result, you got to be happy with the result. It was a big blowout win. You put up a bunch of points. Right near Parker's 39 a game average. Isn't that the funniest part? He leaves, you end up almost right there anyways. So I don't know. So the O-line, I just think there were going to be some of these up and down type scenarios and type moments, and that's exactly what you got. But they did good enough to power that offense to go win the game by a lot. I love that. Let's talk about Faison for a moment. He's just one of those guys, man. He's fast enough that he's hard to be near, and he's shifty enough it's hard to get him down, and he spins around and he just fights and claws and goes, and he's quick and all this. It's beautiful. So I'm really happy for the guy. I got to admit, I'm upset of the circumstances that put us in a position where that guy has got to contribute for you. That's frustrating. But him himself, beautiful. You got to love it. Good for him. Good for him taking advantage of the opportunities he has, man. I absolutely love that. So that was good to see. Jaden Thomas, when he's healthy, it really helps that offense. He's a reliable guy to throw to. It's a beautiful thing. So I love seeing those pieces of it, those young running backs, man. It's a true testament to the recruiting and development that this group does, that you're losing a guy like Estime, and with those guys you saw running the ball today, and then what we have coming in the next recruiting class, you feel damn good about that too. So that was beautiful. As for the broadcast itself, those guys were great 20 years ago. On the early 2000s PlayStation, college football, EA Sports, it's in the game. Those guys were great announcing that game 20 years ago. The games passed them by. Their times passed them by. They were calling out guys that don't even play for Notre Dame, saying that they were making plays for Notre Dame. They were mispronouncing all the names. Faison had 5 different names tonight. I don't understand. So those guys, I just, at one point, they said that love lacks speed. Did I mishear that? In there, one of them said that love lacks speed. I don't know, man. They're past their prime, but I gotta admit that CBS music to a Notre Dame game, I like that. That's old school. That's old school. So I appreciated that old school CBS music with the Notre Dame situation. One more thing to mention, the Mickey family. Mom passed away after a long battle with cancer, and still wanted to play in the game to honor mom, and the whole mom would have wanted me and expected me to do this and all. The man, I love that. That's just a beautiful thing. Football family. Mom understood the deal, wanted him to play. Just beautiful. And so our hearts are with them through a very, very tough time around the holidays too. Just a very, very tough tough dynamic. And they went out there and got a win. So good for them. Now, moving forward, this is a beautiful bridge into the offseason, a beautiful springboard into the offseason, a great launching point into the offseason. This was beautiful. Like a big blowout win where the defense plays lights out. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, that defense was flying all over. It was just a beautiful thing to see. And you combine that with the recruits coming in. You combine that with the change coaching staff everybody feels better about. And you just feel like things are starting to come together in the Freeman era. It still has to be proven on the field. Notre Dame still got to find a way to win the big game, show up to all the road games, ready to play and play well. But this is a beautiful launching point into whatever comes next, and everybody should feel good about it. That defense is going to be good again next year. And there's no way this offense is not going to be able to at least better challenge the better teams we play moving forward. So I just feel like you got to admit nobody wanted to be in this bowl game, but once you were in it, they did about as good as anybody could have hoped. Dominated this game, time of possession, just the defense was shutting it down. They had 2 yards rushing. It was just a good day at the office, especially when you consider so many moving parts were brand new, like the quarterback and the O-line. That was a lot to have to be all put together enough to win a game, and you went out and did it. So I'm happy for Freeman. I'm happy for Angeli. I'm happy for all these guys. They were able to get that 10th win, get that double-digit number out there. And I'm excited to see what this trends into moving forward. But great launching point into the offseason where I feel like optimism may be more warranted than it usually is when we speak about it.